Welcome to the fourth video of the BRRRR financing strategy series. The third type of refinance is called delayed financing, also commonly known as delayed purchase. It's mainly used by people who want to do BRRRR by closing faster and minimizing loan fees, since you don't have to get a loan on the property up front when you purchase it. You're using your cash to get in and get out fast with a refinance. A delayed purchase is still considered a cash-out refinance, except there's no seasoning requirement, meaning that the interest rates and LTVs are the same as a cash out, but you don't need to wait 6 months to get your money out. However, there can't be debt on the property. If you have a loan on the property, you'll need to wait 6 months to get cash out. There's no way around that. The property essentially has to be purchased in cash, but that doesn't mean you can't leverage. You just can't put a loan on the subject property. So if you have another property that you can get a cash out refinance on or put a HELOC on, you can use those funds to buy this house in cash. Most people that I've seen implement delayed financing use a HELOC from another property to buy in cash. There is one more restriction though. You cannot cash out more than your cost in the deal. The lender will ask to see the HUD or closing statement from when you purchased the property, which typically will show your purchase price, and that's generally what a delayed finance loan will cap you at. So most people believe that you can only finance your purchase price. However, technically you can finance anything you put on the HUD. So if you're able to put your rehab on the HUD, then you can also cash out your rehab costs too. But keep in mind that this rehab will get paid out right after closing. So I usually don't recommend putting rehab on the HUD unless you completely trust your contractor, since you're essentially giving them 100% payment up front before they've done any work. One trick you can do is see if your property manager would accept these funds and then have them pay out the contractors in draws. One of the risks I see here is that buying a property in cash means you're not going through a lender during acquisition. A lot of investors like that because you don't have to go through the loan process and qualify for a loan, and because you can generally close faster too. But this means that you don't have another set of eyes to vet the deal for you. So not having a lender also means you're not getting an appraisal, which would give you an indication of the ARV. So you better know your numbers and comps well if you're planning to buy in cash. So let's walk through some examples of this. Let's say we found a great deal on a fourplex. We're buying it for $200,000, putting $50,000 into it, and then it's going to be worth $350,000 afterwards. This is a great deal because our cost to ARV ratio is about 71%, which you can get by dividing your purchase and rehab costs by the ARV. So it basically meets the coveted 70% rule. So we're buying this in cash, which allows us to do a delayed financing to get all of our purchase money back. Although we usually want to wait until the renovations are done so that the value of the property has reached the ARV, technically we only need the value to be high enough to get the loan that we want. If there's a lot of upfront equity, meaning that we bought the property under the market and the as-is value is higher than the purchase price, we could try doing delayed financing immediately, say a couple of days right after closing on it. To achieve that, we would have to start the loan process right away when we got the property under contract. And then we would also need the current value to appraise for at least $286,000 in order to get the full $200,000 back at 70% loan to value. In the second example, we can get a higher loan amount if we put the rehab cost on the HUD or the closing statement. Since the refinance lender looks at your original purchase closing statement, putting the rehab costs on there allows them to be considered as part of your acquisition costs, and thus a delayed purchase can get you back both your purchase and rehab costs. However, keep in mind that we have loan-to-value caps for a fourplex up to 70%. In this case, you won't be able to get all of your costs back because we have to take the lower of the $245,000 and the $250,000. Now, if this was a single-family house, we'd be fine since a delayed finance will get us up to 75% loan-to-value. Note that all these loan-to-value rules and caps are based on conventional mortgage guidelines. Let's try doing this with a non-conventional loan called an asset-based loan. We'll talk more about this type of loan in the next video, but I wanted to highlight one of the benefits of not being bound by conventional rules. You can see that for this type of loan from this lender, there are no caps based on acquisition costs, and that your LTV or loan-to-value can go up to 8% on the refinance. Thus, you can get a higher loan amount than you would have been able to on a conventional delayed purchase loan. What's interesting here is that the loan amount is $30,000 higher than your purchase and rehab costs. That means that at the end of the day, not only did you not have any money in the deal, someone gave you $30,000 to buy this rental property. In the next video, we'll talk more about other differences between conventional and asset-based loans.